I remember we were like sort of touching on this, like with the whole multiverse, exploring the multiverse and shit, particularly with Marvel and like I think DC's doing it as well, and just like it's just kind of being talked about across all different sort of franchises or movies or whatever. It's at least been out there, like the multiverse theory. It's almost like as we actually move into a multiverse of ourselves, like the movies are doing it as well, like talking about it, making it sort of make sense, or trying to like help us wrap it around our heads. Like Loki, fucking hell.
What's going on, Felix? You're gonna introduce everyone to the upcoming Your Mate Tom podcast. Oh, look, mate. He doesn't look it, but he's ecstatic. Anyways, welcome everyone to another episode of the Your Mate Tom podcast. This time we got Jarrad Wright, I think for the fourth or fifth time, you know, definitely a fan favorite. And man, as always, we went deep, we had some laughs, and what else could you want but a good conversation with a good friend. And this episode was actually 4.5 hours long, man. This is longest podcast I've ever done. I'm still considering whether I should do it in one big chunk or 2 or 3 parts, but I guess as you see this video, you will know. And yeah, man, with this kind of podcast, well, what the heck are you doing, mate? You shouldn't be doing this. Felix. Mate, we talked about everything from, you know, the worldwide situation that's going on with the Devil's Breath, Jarrad's upcoming kind of Big Lez series. It's not really Big Lez, but part of that universe, but you know what I'm saying. And yeah, man, we went through, even Yesenia popped in for a bit, told our love story. And it ended, I just actually remember, this episode does end with a bit of a Spiderman review, so if you haven't seen No Way Home, then I guess don't watch the end of it, but you'll know when it comes. And yeah, just so you guys know, I did actually have COVID during this podcast. I think I was like a week in. I was kind of on the tail end, recovering, feeling fine. But what's really crazy is that a few days after recording this podcast, I lost my taste and smell, and it was insane. That was an experience in and of itself. And, you know, I'm fine now though, so it's all good. So during the podcast, during the sickness, which was also during the podcast, I definitely partaked in the Mary Jane, which was a bit of a medicine. So, for you YouTube representatives watching this podcast, no, we did not do any recreational substance. That would be very irresponsible. This was 100% medical. Yeah, that should save me. But yeah, I really appreciate all you guys following, supporting, and of course all our patrons who make all this possible. If you want to, you know, chuck a coin, go to patreon.com/yourmatetom. Funds all these podcasts, projects, documentaries, and all that kind of stuff. And you know, it's been a tough almost 2 years, you know, since this pandemic, especially in Melbourne, just been locked in, and you know, things are just starting to open up again. I'm gonna go overseas for the first time, Turkey. We're doing this awesome retreat, and so yeah, things are looking up, and I'm very glad that you guys actually stuck with me, especially during this kind of, I guess it was a kind of a rut phase of my channel in a way. But luckily I had a lot of archives to work on. But anyways, all that said and done, a lot of awesome stuff coming up. And yeah, check out the Your Mate Tom podcast on Spotify and iTunes. And by the time this first part comes out, the whole thing should be up on iTunes. So yeah, anyways guys, always a pleasure, never a chore. I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Peace.
All right.
What's going on? Just playing with the backgrounds. Out am I? That's one of the ones that sticks in my brain the best.
Yeah. What about my generous proposal? Are you in or are you out?
Think about it, hero.
As you can tell, my 10-year-old self painted over it. Gave him a paint job that just turned fucked.
He looks like he looks like he fell in one of those acid vats. You know what I mean?
He's just all fucked now. I originally painted him gold and purple because this was like before Spider-Man 3 came out, and I knew there was a teaser at the end of Spider-Man 2 that there was going to be fucking Green Goblin back in there with the gold helmet that you see at the end. So I was just like, oh, they're going to be the Hobgoblin. It's going to be the Green Goblin suit, but he's going to be gold and purple, and Harry Osborn's going to wear it. So like, I got prepared in time and painted my Green Goblin gold and purple. And he wasn't in it, motherfucker.
Were you one of those rare people that enjoyed Spider-Man 3 when it came out?
I had to like it. Like, it's definitely my least favorite of the trilogy. But like, I watched it the other day, and fuck, it's a hoot. It's pretty funny.
I feel like it's the best. Like meme wise, it's probably the best one.
With Bully Maguire.
Yeah, Bully Maguire. You want forgiveness? Get religion.
What do you say? Like, how did that get in there?
Yeah, how did that get in there? That's what, like, that Bully Maguire, that video when he's like Thanos, and then he picks up Vision, and as he's gonna pick up the Vision Stone, he's, how did that get in there? And he just pulls it out. Fly.
Look at the faces that they give him when he's doing that, chucking it and shit. Just the way he's edited, it's so good.
I was one of those people who loved it when it came out.
Yeah, I loved it too. I went and saw it like a few times at the cinema.
Sick.
The old glider, it's all broken and shit. Got more here. Look, the Rigid Edge 2002 Spider-Man figure.
Oh man!
This when I was a little kid, Tobey Maguire. And how cool is this? My girlfriend Danny, she also, like, when she was a kid, the same age, she also had a figurine. She had Mary Jane.
What?
So when we like linked up, she's like, I got a Spider-Man figure, I got a Mary Jane. So now they're together and fucking heck.
That's hilarious.
Just thought, that's so cool. So I got a fucking Mary Jane.
Wow. Synchronicity, man. That's crazy.
Oh man, there's way too many synchronicities. Me and Danny, it freaks us out sometimes. Yeah. Man. Cheers.
Yeah, of course. Wait, what was I? Oh, it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I thought it was a mushroom growing out of it or something. Yeah, I just got mine.
It's very impractical, like, to hold it.
Does it get hot?
Yeah, fuck no, it's hot.
Even the handle?
Oh no, the handle doesn't get hot. It's just awkward to like try balance over and you're just spilling it and stuff. But I love it. I just love this mug. Danny hates it. Sometimes used to always wake her up in the morning, particularly with this mug, because I know she doesn't like it. I'm like, morning. He's like, fuck's sake. Hate that mug. I love this mug.
Yeah, man. So I've been on I'm on day 6 of the Devil's Breath recovery.
Dude, you've been kissed by the pangolin. The pangolin's curse.
Can you explain that? Because you said that to me. I'm like, what the heck? What the heck is a pangolin?
Pretty sure that's how you pronounce pangolin.
And then
Pangolian or whatever. Yeah. That creature that's kind of like an armadillo that they reckon early COVID days, they reckon that's where it originated because someone tried to eat a pangolin or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember.
Have you seen Friends? Is that what Ross dressed up as?
I'm pretty sure. What was that, sorry?
Have you seen Friends? Is that the episode where Ross dresses up as like that armadillo sort of?
Oh, I've seen those pictures, but
you know what I'm talking about.
Can you hear that plane? I had to close the door.
Oh yeah, so it's fine.
Motherfucker.
A little bit.
Planes fly right over my house. I was gonna set this up outside, but then plane just kept going over. I was just like, nah, I'll do it inside.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. But no, it wasn't
Yeah,
like.
man. How was it? How was the the Devil's Breath?
Well,
Fucking hell.
Yesenia got it first because it's been going around like crazy, and she got tested positive, and I'm like, oh shit, it's only a matter of time till I get it. But we still self-isolated. We slept in different rooms, and then I went out to do some errands, and then on the way back, I get the text message like, yeah, you've been tested positive, because I did the test
really?
just before I left. It just took a while, and I don't know if it was like placebo or if it's my mind, but because I knew consciously that I have it, then I started feeling the symptoms. I was like, oh no, surely, I don't know, man. And it started kind of coming in waves, more intense, like the hot and cold flushes. And I started getting a chill and like a slight headache and like heavy in the body. And yeah, as I got home, it just got worse and worse. And, it felt like, let's say if we didn't have this pandemic and I didn't know anything about this and I just randomly got hit with it, I would have thought that it's like a flu. An intense flu.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So much stuff around it. You're just thinking, monitoring everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I'm on day 6 now and I'm feeling fine, to be honest.
You look fine. You sound fine.
Yeah, the first few...
How's
Go ahead, sorry.
What was that, sorry? You just had to say big.
How are we still delayed? Like, I thought that was only like an overseas thing, but
Yeah.
we're in the same. We're basically in the same time zone, and it's like we're still delayed, internet-wise.
Probably my internet, maybe. It's all right, internet.
No, it's pretty bad.
How's Yesenia? Because she's double vaxxed and you're not. So like,
Yes.
how is that? Like the parallels between being
Pretty much the same. I would say that I got it maybe a little bit worse, at least in terms of the hot and cold flushes. But she also said that she's apparently females get that through their periods every month anyway. So maybe that could be a thing. I don't know.
Shrugging.
She's like, maybe she's like, maybe you're just a little bitch. I don't know. It could be that. No, but it was virtually the same. Like there were some things that, like I said, like the hot and cold flushes that it hit me more intense. But apart from that, like we're both running around. We're good now. We both got hit with the same symptoms pretty much, like the fatigue and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
weed helped a lot. Weed helped a lot. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's medical advice, because some would say that would like kind of slow down your recovery process. I don't know, but helped.
Yeah.
A lot of vitamin D, vitamin C, and zinc. That's something that we just absolutely flushed our bodies with, and just like constant hydration and rest. Yeah, like I said, it's nothing groundbreaking. Lemon ginger tea, all that stuff.
Nice.
I don't know. What do you do when you have a flu? Just sweat it out and rest. I guess.
Yeah, just like I guess rest and just like try to be outside sometimes, like breathe fresh air. I haven't been sick in a while, touch wood. When Danny's like she has like a like head cold or something like that, I usually like boil some water and put it in a bowl and like squeeze lemons and shit in there, or like some eucalyptus oil if I've got some, and just fucking bring in this steam, and I just feel like it's just nicer breathing in some hot fucking eucalyptus or lemon steam, and I usually do give that to her or to myself as well. Like I tell myself it helps, and it does. So I don't know what the science is to it, but
mindset definitely helps. Like if you, like for example, if you're having all this lemon ginger or whatever medicine you think works, and in your mind the whole time you're going like, yes, this is helping, yes, I'm feeling better already, and you're kind of like feeding it into your mind, then it will help as well.
Yeah,
to an extent. Obviously placebo has its limit, but it is important to have a good mindset.
placebo is it's real things. If you do it to yourself, then fuck. If on top of like actual medication that is actually helping you or whatever, and then you like placebo it, fucking, it's gonna be like all of it. It's gonna be.
Do you hear about that guy?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true, but I've heard it a few times. This guy, he got locked in the back of a freezing truck, and yeah, he couldn't get out. They ended up finding him dead, but they found that everything was unplugged or something like that. So he just thought that he was getting frozen to death or something like that. And I've heard even like tests of like the knee construction surgery where doctors will go in, they'll full on pretend, they'll get like cameras and stuff and show them footage of them doing knee surgery, but in real life they're not doing anything at all. And boom, their knee would actually recover as if they had knee constructive surgery. So it's like absolutely amazing how powerful the mind is. And we're just feeding fear, hysteria, panic. You're gonna die. It's like, yeah, of course. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh man, it definitely does seem like everything, like whatever you want to call it, powers that be or something like that, definitely know that secret to people, like being able to, cause their own. Well, I like what Ultron says. Everybody creates the things they dread. It's like humans, like if everyone's able to have these placebo powers and everything, then like if you really like that whole cliche thing, like of believing in yourself to do something and you actually fucking do it, and or like intending your wound to heal faster than it would, like with that whole mind over matter thing. It's fucking, I reckon it's real, 100%. Like, and yeah, the powers that be or whatever you want to call it, they know that. So if they can tell you how to think or tell you how to feel, fucking, and if you don't know that secret yourself, it shouldn't be a secret, then they've got you, and you give it in to them, and then they think for you, and just got to be aware of that, I guess. If it's real, I'm not saying it is, but I reckon it's real. 100%.
How have you been doing anyway throughout these
yeah,
times?
I've been good, man.
Yeah, good mental health.
During these times,
keeping healthy.
But yeah, like lately I've been actually keeping healthy. I've been decided to like start exercising, like actually exercising. Instead of just the one-off every now and again. Make sure I'm eating better and all that sort of stuff, and trying to cut out sugar as much as I can, and getting on the kombuchas instead of soft drink. And like just yeah, I don't know, through all this whole thing, like because like yourself, I work from home, so I'm pretty I don't mingle with the public as much, so it's like, yeah, kind of, yeah, it's been good, man. Like and as you also know, me and Danny, we're part time living in a bus and living back here or Sydney and stuff, so every time like a city or something that we're in, like just before it goes into lockdown, we're already out of there without knowing, and we just like look behind us and there's everything's shut, which like fucking hell. So we just like magically happen to be in the right place at the right time lately. And I'll tell you this story that just recently happened. Holy shit, me and Denny were just in Queensland. We're just up there up at the Whit Sundays and shit. And I just had my car, so we didn't have my bus. We drove up there in the car, and it's about a 15-hour drive. Anyway, we met up with her family, all had a great time, and then we drove back, and we brought a tent, so we're just like, we'll camp along the beaches and shit on the way back. Marley wants to go out, so my dog, whenever someone's in the backyard, she just has to go out there. Yeah, we're just like, fuck yeah, let's take the tent, because we've been in the bus for so long. We should do some tent camping. Anyway, first spot we went to on the way down, it's probably 11 hours from where I am now, and it was sick, beachfront, all that sort of stuff. It was fucking awesome, nice breeze, had a little campfire. We're set. And then as soon as we went to sleep, the wind just stopped. And forgot to mention, just before going to bed, remember when we saw with you, myself, and Kai, after that podcast of the fucking UFO popped up, and we went up to D-Bar and we saw the flashing lights?
Yeah. How can I forget?
And you know how it started off with that one flashing light that was just flashing just in the one spot for ages until 15 of his mates came up? That was flashing. So I was looking up, I was sitting in a tree before bed, like next to our campsite, and I was looking up in the stars, and that was just a flashing light. And I was like, oh, it's probably a satellite, because I watch them flash all the time when they're just rotating. And this flash kept happening next to this star that I was like lining it up with, and it just was flashing every like 15 seconds, just a white flash, sometimes dull. And it was in the same spot for maybe like 12 minutes I was staring at it for. And it was a silent night, so it wasn't a drone, wasn't a fucking plane or a helicopter. It was so silent. The water, it's low tide, so like the tide goes out like almost a kilometer where we were, so the water's like fucking ages away. So it's dead quiet, and I'm just looking at it going, fuck, it's like the thing we saw. I've seen it with Danny a number of times. Anyway, we got over it. Like, we got bored of it because it just didn't do anything. It was like, let's go to bed. And then we had the worst sleep in the tent. It was fucking so hot, so humid. The air just turned off when we went to bed, and the breeze stopped. We were meant to get it easterly and everything. It just so dead, mozzies and everything. It was the fucking worst, just hottest, sweatiest sleep I've ever had in a tent. Anyway, we both got barely any sleep. Danny didn't sleep at all. The sun came up, and I was just like, got out and just went, fuck this. Packed up all the shit, shoved it in the car. Car's just a mess anyway, just full of like tin cans of fucking spaghetti and shit. And like just scrunched up the tent, just went, fuck this, we're going. Like Danny's like, well, we can stay like somewhere else, we'll find somewhere better along the way. And I'm just like, nah, I'm actually keen to drive the 11 hours home. Like, it's too hot in Queensland, let's fucking go home. She's like, all right, well, I'll look for places anyway. And I'm like, no, I've already got my eyes set on home. So she falls asleep in the car, and I'm just driving, and I make it all the way home, 11-hour drive. And how's this? We were meant to be camping like for the next 3 days, and I even told you we'll go to camp along the way back. The day after we got back here, the floods in Queensland happened, and the road we were just on got fucking destroyed.
Oh.
It's still flooding now.
Wow.
Cyclone came and like a flood that hasn't happened there in years and years and years. Just flash flooding. Like over 100 roads got destroyed, and everywhere we drove through, I think it was like some north of Gympie and stuff. I remember driving through there. I even stopped there to get a fucking servo burger, and it was great. And a cornetto. It was fucking so nice. Oh no, not a cornetto, something else. Magnum. It was really nice.
Oh, Magnum. Good choice.
And yeah, the day after, floods happened. Like, absolutely destroyed the Bruce Highway in some parts of it. And yeah, if we were still camping there, we weren't looking up the weather or anything on our phones. We were like off the grid. So we wouldn't have checked to see if there's rain coming or anything. We would have been mainly trying to find spots to camp along rivers, beaches and everything like that, like free spots that no one would find us. We could have gotten, I don't know, like we just made it home. That's what I was saying before. Like, we just somehow managed to like just squeeze just get out of something that's happening. We just get out safely, unknowingly as well.
Oh.
And we always say, like, fuck, it feels like there's something looking out for us, something watching over us. Every time it happens to us, and people around us are questioning it, going, fuck, there's something watching over you. And then I'm thinking of that flashing light that was flashing just before we went to bed. It was almost like going, go to bed, get some rest, because you're going to be fucking driving 11 hours tomorrow. Get home. All these floods fucking destroy the road. So, I don't know.
Was it that bad?
Very interesting.
Like, potentially, do you reckon you could have died if you just slept in the middle of it, or at the very least gotten messed up?
Maybe. There have been 2 people found dead. There's 15 people missing last time I checked on the news, and 2 people have been found dead. Like, it's brutal. It's just over there. It's just 4 hours away from where I am. And yeah, we're just like Danny holding hands, looking at each other, going, "Holy fuck!" Like, if we didn't like, that's another like lesson.
You just look at each other. You're like, oh shit, man! Like,
yeah, oh my god,
holy crap! Oh my god!
Yeah,
thank you.
Oh, thank you for the heads up. But like, that's another thing we learned. Like, that if you're having a really shit time, like say for example, us having the most, thinking we're gonna have a nice camp in a tent along the beach, like getting back to nature because we've been so used to living in the bus, like sleeping in the dirt, and we thought that's going to be sick. It was the most shittest camping experience we've ever had. We wanted to leave straight away, and it was just shit. We're pissed off about it because it was such a nice spot, but just mozzies and shit. If that never happened, if we never had that shit experience, we'd probably be caught up in those floods. We'd either be camping somewhere where the floods could have got us, or we'll be trapped because the roads are blocked. Either way, it's almost like it's a lucky thing. So like we need to, like, we stopped and reminded ourselves, like, fuck, every time something doesn't work out or something's cancelled that you really wanted to do, or something shit just fucks up your plans, it's probably going to save your life. Like, because we weren't aware of it until we got home. We didn't know about the floods. It was just, I was just scrolling through my phone and saw it, and I'm like, oh shit, and then looked up in the news. But yeah, so.
And you got that calm before the storm too. That's what's crazy. You said the wind stopped.
Yeah.
Right?
Like we were meant to get it easterly, and the winds just stopped. It was like we're in a humid room or in the car with the windows wound up in the middle of the day. It was fucked, and it made me make the decision. I'm driving 11 hours home. Like, Danny, you sleep in the car because you didn't sleep. I'm fucking man on a mission. It was great. I love driving long distances anyway. But
11 hours.
Yeah, man.
That's heaps. Yeah, I miss camping. I went the other night. I was gonna go, obviously, until I got the devil's breath.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were meant to do that like now, eh?
Yeah.
Like, today you're leaving.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna basically. Well, we're gonna have to test ourselves until we're clean, and then we'll, spend a few nights up in the mountain. That's that place that I showed you. Really nice. Very like chill spot. Yeah. There's like hardly anyone there. That's my favorite part.
Beautiful.
That no one's there. Yeah, I go to the shopping center on Boxing Day, and it's like tens and tens of thousands of people. You can't even find parking. It's like so full. And then you go to the mountain, and there's like one other person on the mountain, and it's like an Asian dude. It's like, all you Australians, you live in this most beautiful, majestic, beautiful land, and there's none of yous up here. There's an Asian fella. Yeah. Like, they appreciate Australia more.
Yeah. It's both kind of sad, but at the same time, it's like fucking good.
Yeah, I know. Here. It's sad for humanity. Good for me that I get more like space to myself, I guess. But
yeah, and probably better off for nature as well. Like, it's always heartbreaking when you go to like a natural reserve and there's just fucking 100 people there swimming in a watering hole, just like leaking their sunscreen everywhere. Yep. It's just like, fuck. Rather than be down at fucking Woolies or some shit.
Yeah, I saw a tiger snake for the first time. That was pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, gnarly. And it was just following me. I accidentally ran over it because I was driving my car, and then on my peripheral, I thought it was just a long tree branch or something. But then I ran over it, and then something in me was like, that felt more organic than like a dead branch.
Really quite go.
Yeah, exactly. It was something not right about that. And I just reversed, and I see this guy with like a flat neck, but he was fine. He just basically inflated himself and just kept going.
Yeah.
Amazing. What the hell? I didn't know they could do that.
I've hit a few snakes in the car a few times, and like big pythons and stuff, and I've like screeched on the brakes. So I'm just like, no, like, I can't believe I just ran over a beautiful snake. And then I like reverse and like, where the fuck did it go? You just see its tail just in the bushes, like, it's fine.
Yeah, because I hardly ever see snakes. Like, every time I'm with you, I'm like looking. I want to see a snake. I like to witness them in nature, but they're very good hiders. I noticed in Victoria, especially, they're very rare to see here. I've lived here my whole life, and that was like the first. I've seen like maybe a handful of snakes since living here. My whole life.
Really?
But they are everywhere. They're signs. Yeah. They're just good hiders. I don't know what it is, but they're just really good at keeping on the down low. Literally. Snake in the bloody grass.
I say to like, I remember I was on a flight back home from America a couple of years ago, and there was this lady like asking me like, oh, is there like dangerous animals like spiders just randomly just everywhere? And I was like, oh no, you don't really see them. Like you barely see any of the animals that we say that we have and everything, but they're always watching you.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah. Like yeah, there's always a spider watching you from somewhere. There's always a snake somewhere in the grass. He'll just get away from you.
Yeah, you taught me that with the wolf spiders. You showed me that.
You get the torch and you put it on your eye and you can fucking see them all in the grass, little flickering lights.
Yeah, so you're like you're camping in the middle of a field, thinking everything's fine and dandy, and you get do that torch trick, and then you just see like all these glaring like 8 pair of eyes just looking back at you, and there's hundreds. There's a sea of them. It's like the sea of the abyss.
Yeah, and then run over to them, and then
that's a nightmare.
You got to.
Yeah, I used to be like really like deeply afraid of spiders, like legit arachnophobia. But now, well, I don't see how life could be worth living if you're an arachnophobia in Australia. That's just not going to go down well. So it's like you got to get over it.
Especially your shed or garage, man. And you always like fucking bedbacks and shit. Fucking hell.
And funnel webs, man. So you said you confirmed it that picture that I put on my Instagram. Yeah. That's definitely a funnel web, yeah. Yeah, because my mate's like my mate's like, oh, that's a huntsman. I'm like, listen, I'm not a spider expert, but do you see hair on that motherfucker? No.
Yeah, nah, I wouldn't. Nah.
That's a hairless, black, shiny ball of death, man. Oh, they're creepy. The funnel webs, huh? And their pincers are like extra thick, like.
Yeah. Fuck that.
They freak me out.
I would love to see one up close though. Like I would love to actually have a look at it and how they do that thing when they feel threatened and shit. I'd love to.
And don't they come from Sydney?
See it.
Isn't it like originally called the Sydney funnel web spider?
Yeah, or they're just in the.
Not anymore. Because I've seen them in Victoria for the last 10 years now, so they've obviously migrated.
I'm pretty sure it's like. Yeah, pretty sure they're the Sydney funnel web because like it's like they like the cold, like the colder areas. Maybe I'm not too sure, but like we have had them sighted up here in up in Gold Coast and like in Currumbin Valley and shit. They have been sighted there, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen one around here. Hopefully not. Maybe he's been looking at me from my backyard this whole time and I've never seen him.
Yeah, don't want to
man, like when you said you no way. Fuck. I used to, like you said, when you had arachnophobia, I used to have that only just recently too. Like for some reason, for a good year or a year and a half, I had this massive fear of snakes for some reason, like poisonous snakes. Like just thinking they're just gonna be fucking up my ankle when I'm getting in the car. I'm just think they're around, and I'm like, every time I get a little scratch on my foot, I'm always, because I'm barefoot running around, I'm like, did a snake get me? Like I get real paranoid about them for some reason. I didn't understand why, and then I like started having dreams about them, and then I don't know, for, like little by little, I started to like, instead of being afraid of them, like really love them, like really interested in them and like respect them or whatever.
So and you transmuted fear into fascination. That's good.
Yeah, I think so. Like somewhere along the line, it just sort of happened. But like this happened maybe about a month or a month and a half ago now. Me and Jenny were, I was skating on the footpath around here and she was on a bike and we were just like, you know, having a nice sunset little stroll around the footpaths around here. around these swampy areas. And I was skating and the sunset was in front of me, so it's glaring, so I can't see the ground. And like, this was so cool. I was skating and then I randomly got like a vision or like a imagination of a snake crossing my path from my left across the path and over to the right. I like randomly had that vision, so I like stopped skating for a brief moment and then I continued to skate and was just wearing. And then I was like taking in the scenery, and then sure enough, about like 15 meters ahead, fucking brown snake comes in from my left, goes across me and goes into the swamp. And I'm like, that's what I saw in my head, like just back there, which caused me to stop. So if I didn't have that like vision of a snake, and if I didn't stop skating, I would have kept skating and I would have actually hit it. I would have fucking ran it over, and it probably would have came up and
what was that? Let's pause for a second. How did that vision enter your mind? Like, where do you think that's coming from?
I like to think this is the first thing
you're a snake god.
No. I reckon, what if it was the snake? What if it was the snake sending out like a what's the word? Like a warning to anything out there, saying, I'm a snake, I'm heading this way, everything around me, please be aware, I'm a poisonous snake. You don't want to get in my way, I don't want to get in your way. Just putting it out there. I'm crossing at the moment, and like maybe you've picked that up and go, oh, there's a fucking snake over there. I'll give him some space and then I'll keep going. He's giving me a warning because he doesn't want to bite and kill anyone. He only does that to protect himself, or herself. And I don't know. I feel like maybe it was the snake, because they could be like really fucking telepathic fucking creatures. Who knows? Or
and maybe we are naturally, you know, maybe our natural inclination is to be super in tune with nature and what's going on here, and being more attuned with the patterns. But because we're so like domesticated, we kind of lose that. And then we see and then you have a vision like you with the snake, and it's like, whoa, man, it's like you're magic or something. And maybe we all have that innate ability.
Yeah,
we're just so separate. We're just separated from nature so much. Yeah. Who knows? But that's crazy, man. I can't believe you got that. You got that vision, and then because a brown snake, for those who don't know, like was like the second most poisonous snake in the world or something.
Yeah, something like that. It was an eastern brown snake, and at least I know, like, at least from what I saw, was brown. It could have been a red-bellied black snake, but they're also poisonous, but not as poisonous. Not as, like, brown snakes can fucking kill you within 3 minutes or within half an hour if you don't get that sorted to a hospital.
Wow.
If you don't like wrap it up or whatever, you got like a few hours before it can really fuck you up, and they're the ones that kill. And
so if you didn't have a hospital, you'd have to chop off your arm if you want to save yourself. Like, if you had no antivenom.
Stories. Yeah, antivenom. I've heard stories of people like from real far out like country towns and stuff get bitten, and then it's like 5 hours to the hospital, and they've got to fucking wrap it up and everything, and they're like passing out and everything, and they go into like a coma for like 10 days before they're sweet. They're just in the hospital just recovering from it. Fucking brutal. Australia is not like, it's beautiful, man. There's things out there that you just do not want to run over on your skateboard.
No. Fucking, that's why I'm excited for, like, finally when we can actually, you know, hook up and go into these wild man adventures. I can't wait. There's like a few people on Instagram, like Aussie kind of Steve Irwin type wild men. I think it will be cool just to do a collab with, and we can just go and they can do all the crazy shit, because I'm not going to hold a fucking eastern brown snake. No way.
Yeah, just
crazy bastard. Oh, fucking look at this fella. Oh, he almost got me, mate. It's like, mate, you're like dancing. Yeah.
Kissing it and shit.
It's like, this is the most poisonous snake in the whole world. Just one bite and that's it. Lights out. I'm going to stick my thumb up its ass. That's pretty much all Australian wild shows. It's like just painting the picture of how much this animal could kill you and how I'm gonna fuck with it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We should definitely. Have you been to?
It would be really cool to come across.
Have you been to Northern Territory?
No, I haven't. No, not yet. It looks so cool up there. Like the land. I've still never been to the desert. I've never seen the desert.
Same.
Like
Same.
orange fucking sand and shit. So that would be really cool to do. I also want to see South Australia.
Which one?
Red dirt. I want to see the.
Did you say South Australia?
Down. Yeah, Great Ocean Road. Been meaning to do that. For yeah, like before I got my license, that was where I wanted to go. Still haven't yet. Still got a cigar that I'm gonna smoke. I saved it. It's like I got it when I was like probably 13. And I'm like 20. What? Wait, I'm 27 now. Well, I was like, fuck, how old am I? And I still got this cigar. It's like probably gross and moldy and shit. I'm still gonna smoke it like fucking Marshall of How I Met Your Mother. Oh, that would have been good about 13 years ago. But I still got it.
Yeah, you're just like coughing, throwing up. No, it's good. It's good. You're like getting all messed up.
Yeah.
We were gonna go to Great Ocean Road. Well, yeah, the other day. That was our destination. But
oh, really? Where you're going to be camping?
Yeah, and go up to the Grampians and stuff. But you know, on one hand, I'm happy. I'm happy I got it because now it's like kind of over and done with. But we'll see.
Yeah, that would be Now that's I don't know how it works. You kind of like now sort of not immune to it, but like
got some antibodies
in and out of your system. Yeah, your antibodies have met it and fucking shook its hand and
jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
I don't know, something like that.
Well, now even if I wanted to get the injection, I don't think they would allow me because you have to wait. I don't know what the exact number is, but you have to wait at least a couple months because otherwise it can
really.
Yeah. So apparently I can get an exemption. But that only lasts for 3 to 6 months or however long it is. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's all so confusing. Oh.
I like your body language. All right, let's just move that aside. Anyways. Mate. How's the show gone? Yeah, well, I feel like we're gonna spark a J for that. I feel. But how's the show gone, mate? Let's talk about the Big Lez Show. Let's have. All right. Do you want to spark or do you want me to spark? Well, we're both gonna have to.
You can spark. I gotta roll one, and I gotta tilt the camera and smoke it outside, if you please. So give me a second.
But this has seriously been a saving grace for me. Just while sick, you know.
Yeah,
I've been watching a lot of movies and stuff like that, guilt-free.
Fuck yeah.
But it was kind of shitty timing because I was getting to the point where I was going through a lot of financial stress and I'm like, fuck man, I got to step up and do something, getting too comfortable. And then as I'm planning, moving forward, planning all these videos and then boom, I just get hit by the devil's breath. I'm like, oh man.
Dude. Yeah.
By the way, the devil's, just for those listening who are confused, why do you keep calling it the devil's breath? It's the virus from the Spiderman PS4 game. That's it. That's it. We just like Spiderman. That's all it is. It's not even a political statement. It's just I just like.
I'm playing it at the moment. I've restarted the story.
The demons, eh? Yeah, that was really sad when spoiler alert, when Aunt May died at the end of the PlayStation one. That one got me.
Yeah, that was actually brutal.
I cried. I don't usually cry when it comes to video games, but that one got me.
Yeah.
I
think I was just pretty blazed at that point. I was just like, oh no.
Oh no. I get more emotional when I'm blazed. It opens my heartstrings.
But yeah, man, fucking the show's actually going really good. I've been for the past like since August. Since August, I've been just drawing away, just constantly. I've only just had 2 weeks off just now, and I'm coming at the end of it, and I'm going to get back into it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, making a new mini series to kind of like, almost like I don't know how to explain it without giving anything away. It's almost like you know how really trying to like not give it away. Fuck.
It's like all those pre-interviews of people explaining Spiderman, No Way Home.
Yeah,
it's like it's like you can't say anything.
Yeah. It's gonna be because I haven't brought out anything in fucking ages other than that behind the scenes clip with Clarence. It's kind of got to get the ball rolling again for me creating and making cartoons again, and like I used to. So it's kind of like it's kind of like a little mini series that sort of jump starts the next chapter of the storytelling that I want to get through. So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Can you mention who's the show about, or you can't even say that yet?
I can't say that yet because I'm still trying to find ways to kind of like. I think people already fucking know what it is. That should fucking tell you. But like, yeah, it's just a fun little mini. I'm just doing like 5 episodes of like they're probably going to be like 5 to 8 minutes each. It's kind of like Mike Nolan's Long Weekend length, and in terms of like how many episodes and like that small little fun little story. So it's like,
yeah. But would you say it's more of a
fun
scale on the Big Lez Show? Because I found like Mike Nolan was like almost like a decompression after because it was like so epic, the like, you know, Tumor Island 3 and stuff like that, that sometimes it's nice to have like a follow-up show where you just hanging out. You know what I mean? Like you can't yeah. Would you say that this new show is like more of that chill hangout, or are you trying to like do something ambitious and more on an epic scale?
I guess maybe a bit of both. Like how you said, the Mike Nolan's Long Weekend was kind of like a really nice, chill sort of where are they now sort of series, and it kind of like ended off the whole Big Lez saga like kind of in a nice, chill, local way, where this is like starting up the new chapter in like a more like a fun, but yeah, like you said, a bit more ambitious way, but not too intense, but just like a lot more out there, definitely. And
got to build up to it.
It's kind of like adventure. It's kind of like a little harmless adventure.
Adventure time.
Nice. Yeah, come on, baby. I'll smell this outside.
Oh yeah, sorry, how rude. Let me pass you the J.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. Thanks.
There you go.
Thanks man. I just gotta light it.
Oh, sorry, how rude of me. This is hilarious.
It's just a little itty bitty one.
Your backyard is so Australian. Just like every item, the scheme, the color, even the planks of wood that they use for the pergola part. Like, this is so funny. Even your neighbor's roof, like that just has like an Aussie look to it. I don't know. Maybe you're a fish in water, so you can't see. But oh, that's epic. It's like a Captain America motorbike or something.
Supposed to. Marley, what are you doing? You've met Marley before, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They call me the dog whisperer.
You've been into this house, my dad's?
Yeah, I have. I remember.
When was that? That was a while ago, eh?
It was a while. It's been when we did see each other actually. It was just under a year ago when we did the gorge. We had like a little pocket of the quarantine where we could have
Yeah.
where we could go out because Melbourne had it
Did you
first.
stop?
We had the longest in the world. Still, yeah,
Go on.
yeah, we're the
Melbourne.
longest in the world. But I gotta get the heck out of here, man. It sucks when you want to get out of somewhere and then this worldwide event just shuts you down and it's like, yeah, now you really can't leave. And it's like, oh man, but I wanted to leave before this thing happened. Well, I guess that's why you gotta take action. Gotta take action. Oh,
Man,
by the way,
Melbourne's
I told you about
copped it.
the wedding, right? So just I'll talk to you about it. Send me your like address and stuff and I'll send you the save the date invitation thing.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. And congratulations to both of you again. Like, that's
Thank
so
you, thank
cool. Man,
Finally
that's going to be
happening.
awesome.
It's gonna be a good party. I don't know, because I'm thinking now, like, I don't know if because I've gone older or just lamer, but I'm thinking about like the bachelor party and I'm thinking, I don't know, man, I kind of got all of that shit out of my system. Like, I feel like if I was to do a bachelor party, it'd be more for my mates than necessarily for me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the kind of guy, I would rather camp in the mountains and like take some mushrooms. Like, that to me is like
I was
an
gonna
awesome
say,
bachelor
okay.
party. You know what I mean? Not like
I was
the
all
whole,
about the fake camp.
the whole stripping and the clubbing and the. Cause I want to feel good the next day. We'll do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you can help
Yeah.
us plan it. We'll just do a hippie one. It's like you're in or you're out, but this is the way it's gonna be.
Are you in or are you out? It's you who's out, God.
Can the spider come out to play?
Norman's on sabbatical, honey.
That's a good one. Norman's on sabbatical, honey.
Fuck, it's so good. The new Spider-Man. Oh my god.
It's a
I reckon we should do a review on it because
Yes.
like I'm just gonna spoil it if I talk about it.
I know it's impossible not to. It's impossible not to.
I know, like, even just thinking about it, I already want to like say the spoilers because fuck.
It's just and because like where it's like we'll talk about it afterwards. So we're gonna do. I know it's super random for my channel, but at the same time, it's not really because I feel like we've been talking about Spider-Man literally every podcast that we've gotten. Oh hey, Yesenia, you want to say hi? She's just. I just felt the door open and her face is just like.
I came to check up. I thought you were going to call me for the first joint.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. What's going on?
Yeah, not much, mate. Not much. Yeah, how's the what do we call it? The devil's breath.
It's not bad. It's not bad, honestly. I like we're one of the lucky ones where we haven't copped anything. Or not anything. We've copped it like a regular flu.
It's like a medium.
Yeah.
Medium tier flu. Not a cakewalk, but I've been through worse. I feel like my ayahuasca experiences have been like 100 times more intense.
Like I was pretty lucky that I think the first day was probably the worst day for me, where I was just kind of like really tired. I just needed like a 4-hour nap. And then the rest of the days I was fine, you know, I just had like a itchy throat, it was a little bit warm, but nothing too crazy.
Oh, that's good.
That's
That's what I've been hearing from everyone. Been hearing like everyone's like getting those exact same symptoms. I think it's because it's like the mild one or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
the
everyone's just
Omicron or
like,
whatever.
Pro CIA.
But
yeah.
because apparently the Delta's out there as well, and that's the one that
Oh, okay.
people are getting.
Forgot about that one.
Yeah, because I've got a coworker. She was in the hospital because of it, just for like 2 days.
Ooh.
But
Yeah, okay.
yeah, it's pretty bad for her. But
Yeah.
that's why it's like it's a mixed bag, you know. So like so many people are like, yeah, it's just like the regular flu, But
Yeah, it all comes down to the person, really.
yeah,
I
I think it's
guess.
just state of mind as well. Like, because my older brother had it, and I was talking with him like every day while he had it, and he seemed
Yeah.
fine. He seemed like how I was, and he even said to me like, you know, it's your state of mind. So I kept thinking about him, and I was like, if he was okay throughout like that whole week where he had COVID, and
Yeah.
yeah, he's pretty fit, but I would say I'm healthier than him. So I was like, if he's
Yeah.
okay for that week, I should be sweet. And he said the
Yeah.
exact same thing. He's like, yeah, no, you'd be sweet. So
But look, do we look fine now? We survived the day.
Okay.
Do we look fine now? I reckon we recovered pretty good.
I was actually
Yeah. Oof.
checking because my sister was wondering if we needed anything extra. My sister's been nice enough to drop us off supplies and stuff.
Oh, that's nice, man.
It's good.
Good old siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you known anyone close to you that's kind of gotten it, or?
I was just talking to my mate just before this. Actually, I was just talking to him. His son got it. Who's a bit younger. He's like a young teenager, and he just got it. He just like had barely anything. He was just like fatigued for an afternoon, and he was sweet the next day. And yeah, he reckons he's got it. And I was like, oh, you'll be right, because he kind of lives out Mount Warning, like in the out in the country a little bit. And he's like, I'll be right. I've just been sweating it out, just been mowing the lawn. And fuck it. Like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Mowing the lawn. Wow, that's awesome. Man.
Who else got it? Oh, my cousin got it. She's about 22, I think. So, and she's like fine, like same as you guys, like same symptoms and shit. And
Excuse me.
bunch of other people, like my brother's mates and stuff, they've all got it at the moment. It's all, a lot of it's around here now, up at Tweed Heads.
Oh, really?
And Gold Coast has like got a big surge. I think that's where it's mainly coming from. And because it wasn't up here for so long, and that's why everyone was like, "Why the fuck is there borders up for our town like shut off? Because like there's nothing here. Like let the Tweed people in." And that's why I was.
Melburnians went up there.
Yeah, a lot of people from Melbourne moved up to Queensland.
Yeah,
Heaps.
yeah. I've been seeing that on the Tweed Heads community Facebook group. They're like, so many people are like moving here, and they're all going like, any advice for where I can walk my dog and shit like that? It's like fucking every post is someone new coming here. It's just like, wow. And the prices of rent have gone up here like ridiculously. Like used to be 450 a week, just all of a sudden 600 a week.
We took too long.
Rent.
You took too long.
And just get a fucking fucking camper trailer or something like me, and we'll just go fucking live out the beach at the caravan park or something. Nice and simple.
Tempting.
Simple is good, huh? Simple is
Yeah. Less is more.
It is. 'Cause it's like less shit to worry about, you know what I mean? Like less on your mind.
Yeah. It's yeah. Even though my bus is just full of shit, like full of like my guitars and stuff and everything, like, and I'm like still thinking like, fuck, I got so much to worry about in my bus. Like every time I leave it, I'm always like looking back at it, like, got so much stuff in there.
I love your bus and your security system as well, with the
Yeah.
lights and the camera.
And you still got the bird
Yeah.
living with you?
Yeah, the birds loving it. The fucking old bustle coit.
Bustle coin.
We've got to get back into it again. We haven't really been taking it out as much because we've been just busy with other things, and like there's a lot of closures with the whole COVID thing, so we can't really go anywhere. And
Yeah.
So you guys
New
wouldn't be able to
South
come here to Melbourne, or like what's the situation with that?
I don't know what. I don't know what the border situation is to get into Melbourne or South Australia or anything from New South Wales. Oh, sorry. Like, because we're only focused of the Queensland border. It's just like ridiculous up here, but people are getting through. Like I was able to cross, and I'm non-vaccinated, so it's like I was able. And like you say it on your pass and everything, like saying that you're X or whatever, saying that you're non-vaccinated, but you're going in for essential reasons. You can just go to the shops, but
Oh, there you go.
Really confusing. Changes all the time, so I don't know what's going on.
Well, apparently ours have
At all.
changed recently as well. Like there are restrictions now. More restrictions.
Yeah. Oh, more.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you get that. Oh, sorry,
Wait,
guys.
did you think that it was going to end at this level and then that's it?
Something about certain people in certain workplaces will have to get their booster shots now, like aged care,
Oh, really?
stuff like that. Yeah, something about their third boosters, and I think like dance clubs, like nightclubs, the dance floors like close midnight, like 11:59 on the dot.
Yeah, that I can understand because that is a bacteria cesspool. The nightclub.
Holding hands and. I've been doing private ages.
You're not a dancer. You don't understand. Like, sometimes you can only express yourself in that way.
Like
To dance,
Yeah.
let it out.
like Footloose.
Hands, my friend.
Is it still the greatest movie of all time? It never was.
Oh, that's when we use like you can't come into New South Wales, can you?
I
Are
can.
you able to cross?
But-
You can. Oh yeah.
I can because.
Can you go South Australia? What about South?
I think what
You go
it
through
is,
there?
from what I understand, it's if you are vaccinated, you just have to get a test, and if you're positive, you self-isolate for 7 days. But if you're unvaccinated, then you have to do 2 weeks quarantine. That was,
Oh, okay.
this is changing constantly, right? So, but
Yeah.
that was, last time I checked, that's what it said.
As the old saying goes, she'll be right, mate.
Australian proverb. Yeah, I love it.
The whole thing will just sit in the old what's that on Shaun of the Dead, the Winchester. We'll just sit back, have a pint, and wait for all this to blow over.
Well,
Hopefully it's all over soon.
No, what is it at World's End? I remember you quoting that. Like, we want to live.
Oh, shut it, you big lamp. That's a good movie. I haven't seen that in a while. Fucking what's his name? Sean Penn? No. Is it?
Simon Pegg.
Can't remember. That's a
yeah,
completely
because
different.
you think you've Shaun of the Dead, so you've got...
Yeah. Exactly.
right dots, but you're connecting the wrong actual dots.
Yeah. Well, I just smoked a Doomskin before, so that's probably why.
That makes sense.
We're all there with you.
Am I allowed to show? Like, I'm not allowed to show my weed on the camera, am I? Because I want to show you this nice bag I got.
Well, it's not weed. It's
Oh yeah, it's a bag of
it's green lavender.
Mugwort.
Yeah, mugwort. I got a bit of mugwort. My friend gave this to me and gave me a nice little bag. Greener, compositable.
Wow.
That's cute.
Well, as in
That's cute. So,
that's biodegradable, that plastic.
yeah.
Cool.
Nice and
What's it made of?
nice and eco-friendly.
It looks very... I don't know,
Reusable.
it just kind of adds to it. I like it. It looks
Yeah. It's like
Someone
fancy
just,
mugwort.
You just littering. Someone yells at you. It's all right, mate. It's biodegradable.
yeah, it's all good. Fucking Yesenia, I gotta show you these.
Oh my god. How old is that?
Yeah, and show
Oh wow.
show what Danny used to have as a kid, because that's
So I have these
not all as well.
probably
Wow.
when I was 10 or like, it would have been 8 or 9, whatever. Whenever Spiderman 1 came out, and when I first started seeing Danny, I was like, oh yeah, like she saw these. I think they were just in my room, and she's like, oh, I've got something like that. When I was little, she had Mary Jane.
Are you serious? So the
Yeah.
same collection.
Yeah, Mary Jane.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I got fucking got this.
I like that
got
it's
the
that
set,
dress
mate.
specifically.
That's mine now.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
If that's ever a story of two people that are meant to be.
Daddy's just there in the rain at the opposite end of the train station. Oh.
That's the best. Oh my god.
Upside down.
Oh wow, that's so crazy. I love that.
Yeah, it was so cool. I was like, fuck yeah, my Spider-Man's got a girlfriend now. Oh. Yeah, I'll read your ditch.
So good. That's hilarious.
Oh, fucking, yeah. It was pretty cool. We have so many, like, similar, like, what are the words? Synchronicities like that. Like, we both have the same first guitar that we had and shit like that. And so many that, like, I can't think of them all right now. But, like, yeah. I'm sure you guys have the same thing going on.
Yeah.
Synchronicities that you just like, fuck, that's trippy as.
Yeah.
She wrote me a love heart when we were 10, and I didn't know who it was.
That's right, I remember that story.
He feel reckons I casted a spell on him.
Yeah. Of course you did.
Well, like, you think of that now, or you think?
I put a lot of love and effort into cutting out the love heart. I wanted it to be perfect.
I love you.
No, shut up. No, I did not. You're making me sound so lame. I was 10 years old though. I was 10 years old, so I don't know. I did write a little lame thing, you know, basically saying that I was in love with him, but I ended it with love your secret admirer.
Yeah.
Then, like, I left it in his pencil case. Okay. Walked away. I timed it as well so that when he unzipped it, the heart would fall out. And I was like, okay.
Oh,
I just left it. And I was so careful about my writing that nobody could match it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know until ages later.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really.
But then, that was at Spanish school.
And I left the next week. Just like in her mind, it was like she wrote me this love letter, and I left the school. So it was like this full the whole reality turning upside down. He left because of me.
No,
and it was just a coincidence. I just wanted to stop going to Spanish school.
Yeah.
Taking on my Friday nights, bro.
I thought your mum took you out of Spanish school because she found it. So because she found it, and then she was trying to figure out who it was. And I remember seeing her trying to interrogate my best friend, like trying to figure out who did it. And then the next week, and then he was gone. So I was like, oh no, she's so, like, she's one of those mums that's like so overprotective of their son. And she's like, no one's going to come near my baby. And then took him out of Spanish school. I was like, I'm never going to see him again. I'm like, it's all my fault.
And that was her belief system for years.
I was 10.
Oh, no.
But yeah, it was purely because he didn't want to come back.
But he came back. There he is.
Yeah, 5 years later, but like...
not for long.
Nah.
Maybe for a few months or something.
Yeah, we didn't really talk or anything. And then, like, we bumped into each other at a Spanish festival. I remember trying to talk to him then, and he completely blew me off. Granted, we were like 15.
Mm-hmm.
You would have been 14. I found out later he was high, and that's why he was just so unresponsive. I was like, hey, Thomas, and he's like...
Yeah, it was ultra chill. That was hey.
No, not at all. Not chill.
No,
You're just very like...
In my reality, it's just, you know...
I'm like, is Yesenia from Spanish school? And he was just like... It was just so very... No response, is just grunting at me. So I was like, all right, cool. I just wanted to say hi. Bye. It wasn't until like... we were 20. So each interval there's been like 5 years where it's just kind of constantly coming back.
Yeah, it wasn't time. The universe or God's like, no, not yet. We're just like planting seeds, nurturing it. Not yet.
And then
Because it wouldn't have turned out if we got together when I was 16. No way.
Yeah.
You would hate me.
And I don't know, it worked out all so funny because like we met at a pub where like I was with my best friend from Spanish school, he was with his best mate, and she pointed him out, and she's the same best friend from when I was little that his mum interrogated to find out who wrote the love note from when we were 10. So like, and she's like, oh look, it's that guy from Spanish school. And I didn't even recognize Tom. I went up to his friend because I recognized his friend. And then, yeah, the rest is kind of, you know.
The rest is history.
Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. But we have...
Bing bong. Bing bong, bing. We're getting married. Probably already.
We have all...
Yada, yada, yada.
Patatin, patatan. We have always said how random it is that we ended up together and that we suit each other. Like even our friends like from Spanish school that knew both of us from separate views. Like, yeah, it's just, yeah.
Oh, fucking oath. Yeah, he's got awesome chemistry. Me and Danny love yous. Oh, we'll hang out. Yeah, we spent time stay together. Like at camping, we're just like, fuck, it's Valentine's Day. Look at us, fucking double date camping.
I love that it wasn't even an intention as well.
Yeah,
it just happened.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, it's Valentine's Day.
Going for a little kayak together on the street. I see trees green. That was nice.
It was. We talk about that all the time at the gorge. I think about it as well. When I'm working out, I'm like, I've got to do my back better just to feel that paddling.
Paddling.
That's paddling.
Yeah, I need to go for a kayak again. It's been
Hot.
You lost your kangaroo hat that day, I remember. At the gorge.
Oh yeah, the kangaroo, the kebabs.
That was a good hat.
I mean that. Wait, what did you say? Like, did you say the first time I ate kangaroo, or when we saw kangaroos?
Nah, you had a hat, remember?
Your kangaroo hat.
Your
Oh.
Are you?
Oh!
What?
Is that the same one or a replace? No, you didn't find it. That's impossible. You
It's
dropped
a
it.
replacement. It's
Ah.
the exact.
I was gonna say, what epic tale do you have that the hat returned to you?
Found the exact one in a shop, and Danny got it for me for Christmas.
Oh, perfect.
But it's the exact one that I had, and yeah, after like jumping off that cliff into the water and just forgetting that my hat sinks, which I had a warning of. Remember when we went to that little watering hole and I lost my hat in the water? So I should have been more careful. That was like a little pre-warning before the real story.
I remember you
mission.
being scared about that. I remember you saying like trying to be extra careful as well with your hat.
And I fucking lost it in a canyon. Like it just sunk, and the water's like rushing and shit. It's like, oh well, it's the gorges now. But yeah, got the exact same one back. It's like split, like exact same.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same.
Wow.
Exact same shop and everything.
Amazing.
Oh, I'm so stoked. So yeah, technically got it back. Not the same one. I might find it. Might still wash up at some point, but probably not.
Yeah, probably.
Someone's probably wearing it, motherfuckers. Someone's probably found it, or a cow's eating it. One or the other.
Yeah, but man, I remember being in your van. That's so cool. Like, what are some what's like the best thing about having a van and having that freedom? Is there anything like compared to, let's say, having a house? Like, I'm sure there are some pros and cons.
Well, I guess like one of my favorite things about it is like you know when you're in your house, I guess, because this is best, like I guess analogy or whatever you want to call it. When you're in your house, you know where everything's facing. You know that the front of your house is facing north and your backyard's facing, the sun comes over and all that sort of shit. And you're used to your interior of your house and where the sun's going to shine through the windows. in the bus, the interior stays the same, but your surroundings are always changing. So it also kind of feels like it changes the interior because you're always facing north or south and everything, but you're in the same kitchen, going over, making your coffee and sitting at the same table. But you look out the window, it's a different view, and it's just like it just feels like it constantly changes, even though the inside's the same. Like I don't know, like a perspective thing of like the way the light scatters in. So it just feels like to answer your first question, what's like one of the best things about the bus is like it feels like it's always a new experience every time you're in it. So it doesn't change. I mean, it doesn't stay the same. Sorry, it always changes. And like it could be you're at a shit spot for one night, you'll be at like a rest stop on the side of the highway because you're making a big trip, and it's just like you look out your window, there's a fucking truck leaving its engine on, you're just making your coffee. Or the next time it could be like at the gorge or at like some fucking awesome hill with like valleys and like freshwater creeks and stuff, and you're just in your kitchen making your coffee. Like fuck yeah. Or it could be down at the beach. Like you look out your window and it's just ocean, waves breaking. It's just like different smells and it's just like, and it also makes time go slower because like, you know, when you get in the same routine of something like every week or something like that. So your memory looking back on it is like more or less the same thing. And we all do it. I go on routines all the time. Every time I'm at my dad's, I go into a routine. And like being in the bus, because you always like kind of have to be somewhere different. Can't camp somewhere longer than a month or whatever. You're always moving. So it like makes your week feel like a month because you were there on Monday, you were here on Tuesday, you were here for 2 days, and it felt like a week. And then all of a sudden it's like Monday again. You're like, fuck, we've done so much. And it's fucking Monday.
You're
Like,
right.
feels like we've been
Thinking about just people at work, like they're just like, oh, I don't even know what day it is anymore. Like, because you're so just
yeah.
routine on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like 9 to 5, like it makes sense. So that's cool.
It mixes everything up. So you're looking back on it, your memory is like it's fucking just so different every like so quickly too. So like if I don't know, looking back on just a trip that we did for a month felt like it was 3 months. And then doing the same thing like when we're staying here at my dad's while we're in Tweed, a month felt like a week because we're just doing the same sort of shit. And yeah, I guess that's like what really came to our attention. Like, fuck, it slows down time. Like it really does.
Give you that sense of adventure, you know, because you're always. I remember having that feeling when I was in your van, just like having that coffee.
Yeah.
It makes you want to do more.
Yeah, it does. You just feel like it's like I'm at home, but I'm also out, and then you kind of feel more inspired.
Yeah. We've definitely like taken like gotten used to it and just like been fully reminded how good we have it when we camped in that tent like just last week, and fucking hell, that was the worst. And I remember we used to do it like we used to camp in shitty little tents. We used to sleep in a 2-door car. We used to sleep in a paddy wagon, like a we used to camp in all the most proper styles, and we weren't bless you and we weren't like oh I'll sit and yeah, we done it all rough and everything. We camped in like heat and cold and everything like that, and we were so used to it. We were so like, I don't know, it didn't bother us. But then ever since having the bus, we've just been in like luxury, and then camping in a tent again, we're just like, fuck this. Fuck this shit. We're not doing it again. Scrunching the tent up, chucking it in the back of the car, not even gotta pack it up and stuff. Like the bus, you just fucking make your coffee and put it in the sink and then just drive off. Just make sure the cupboards are closed and fucking off you go. Should we make the bed? Nah, we'll make it when we get there. Fuck.
Yeah, we just got a tent. But even camping gives you that kind of experience. But we haven't upgraded yet, so I'm sure once you get the van, you can't go back. But we haven't gone there yet, so.
Yeah. So use that sweet spot that we're forgetting, because we had a system down with our tent and everything, and our setup, and it was like sick and easy, and we just thought, fuck, we need to do this everywhere. And as soon as you get comfortable, like having a bus, you just like setting a tent up for one is just like, fuck, who does this? Like, this is so hard. This is giving me so much stress. Even though it's so simple, so easy, but like just compared to just
simple.
But it was good to be back in a tent. It was just fucking way too hot up in Queensland because you can't, like, you want to breathe the air, but you can't open the zipper because the mozzies will come in. So you gotta, it's like a
bloody mozzies, huh?
But beautiful scenery, and like just hearing the sounds. That's what I missed about tent camping, is laying flat on your back on the fucking grass beneath you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And all the sounds.
The dreams that you get that night, I feel it's just like
more
peaceful sleep, just being surrounded. I remember hearing like kangaroo grunting and hearing them hop.
Yeah.
I think is that a thing? Do they do that?
What about the emu?
Yeah. Listen to shit. Okay, so my fear is because I was bracing. Just
emus coming into your tent.
Hey?
You had emus come into your tent once, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just not like in the tent, but
he was
head in the tent.
it was grunting. I didn't know what an emu sounded like at that stage. I was like, what is that?
Fuck.
How did it sound like?
They're dangerous. They'll fuck you up.
Yeah, full on. They kick you or they peck you.
Yeah. Was this at like a place where there's known to be emus, or was it just like fucking random emu came up to your tent?
It's like by a rest stop. It's like it's a wild emu, but the guys who live there,
they obviously give it
feed
food. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's like your local.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Fuck yeah, I want to see it. I want to see this emu. Is it in New South Wales?
It is.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Wait, maybe like it was before Sydney. Yeah, it was before Sydney.
I'm trying to remember. It had a good road name.
Like if you showed me the map, I'll remember it. Yeah. It had some religious name association with like a long.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Not Nazareth?
Yeah, some good.
Yeah, one of those.
I wouldn't really know much. I only know a few places south of Sydney. I wouldn't know roads. I don't even know the street names in my own hometown. Everyone's like, you fucking go down Fraser Drive, and you're like, the fuck's Fraser Drive? Like, that's the main road right next to your house. Like, oh yeah, true. Oh yeah, true. But I don't know, for some reason, Danny sees it as well. Like, I don't read like road signs. I don't read. If I know where to go, I just like head there. But like, for some reason, I don't read street signs as much, or like.
Tom's the same.
I don't know. It's weird. They're just blurry to me.
I remember things like that. Like, oh yeah, that's the place near the lake or whatever.
Yeah. I'll only look it out if I'm looking for it. If I'm not looking for it, it's just blurry. Yeah, probably applies to life as well. If I'm not looking for it.
It's so funny because like we've been in lockdown for so long that we're just like talking and fantasizing just about being on the road. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Keep forgetting that. I'm so sorry.
That's how much we're. No. So the closest.
When's the last time you were out? Was that when I saw you? Was that the last time you like ventured out?
Yeah, well, outside of Victoria, yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're allowed to like.
I went camping.
We went camping though. It was only for like a day.
Yeah. Day trip.
Oh, it's still good you're allowed out to like your mountains and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, that's fine. Now,
we're probably gonna go camping again soon.
Victoria is like a pretty big town. There's a lot there. I just discovered the Snowy River. I know you heard Snowy River Mountain, and it's like so.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah, it's in Victoria.
Pretty sure that's like And there's like a mountain there. Like I don't know too much, but this guy that I like follow or watch some of his videos, he does he talks about heaps of UFO activity out there at Snowy River.
Really?
Pretty sure that's what it's called. Snowy River, and these like and these like mountains that are out there. Apparently, like what he says, he's like full talks to like this Aboriginal elder dude who talks about this as well. Like there's like bases out there or something that it sees like these ships or like these orbs fly into a mountain and stuff like that, and they reckon there's a base inside the mountain and shit like that way out in the hills of Victoria. And I'm pretty sure the Snowy River rings a bell. I just jogged up all those old videos
like
I used to watch.
Aboriginal tribes there, and it's like a huge area.
Yeah, I'd say so. I can't really. My memory is pretty foggy on that. I just remember he was like talking about it with this guy, Willikai Brendan Murray. He's like this elder. He's king of the Raven tribe, from what I remember, and he talks some really cool stuff about that and Uluru and all that sort of stuff. And the guy who does the videos with him is Peter Maxwell Slattery, and he does like awesome UFO videos, and like he has fucking sick footage of like crafts and shit like that. But it's worth a watch, I reckon. I like it. I like his voice. He's funny. It's like, yeah. See nice like UFO. Oh, yeah, it's definitely one. Oh, yeah. It's great. I love it. Yeah, mate. Yeah. You know.
How many communities do you know of in Australia? Like,
Hey.
how many of these communities are there in Australia? Like, who are like into UFOs and who go to specific spots and just document?
I don't know. There's a couple that I've seen, but I haven't like looked too deeply into. I know there's like something going on up at Springbrook. There's like there used to be a group that goes out there and does sky watching or something like that up there. I'm pretty sure, and they're scattered all over the place, but I don't really know much about them at all. I just remember that particular dude. Yeah, Springbrook's an interesting place, actually. Did I tell you about the UFO my mum recently saw? That she like full called me up, and she was sitting on our balcony, and I used to see like things in the sky, and I used to like come home and tell her about it, and she'll be like, okay, like thinking like, what have you been smoking, Jarrad? Like that kind of response. And granted I was, but like people have seen it with
Completely irrelevant.
yeah, but like just for the record.
Well, it was, but still.
Yeah, but still, like there was people with me.
Were they smoking?
Or were they?
Yeah.
But she used to always like kind of. But yeah, she used to always kind of like just think I'm just out there and wacky and that. Until I think it was like 2 years ago, she recently moved up in Queensland, so she's sitting on up near fucking Springbrook. She can see Springbrook from her balcony, and she was sitting there having a smoke. And it was during the night that Gold Coast first gave their delivery drones a trial. So she's watching a drone every now and again deliver food from her balcony. She's like seeing little drones carrying fucking like Guzmans or fucking Maccas or something, just like dropping it off. And it was like, oh, fucking cool. So she's out there watching this activity. She can see what they are. And she looks over at Springbrook, and she just sees this like bright blue light that's really far out there and up above it. And it's like just hovering over the mountains, and then just got lights up and and zips over like fucking kilometers and kilometers and kilometers away on the other side, and just hovering there and going zzz, and like zipping in impossible distances, and just like, and she's watching it with like, a coffee, just, oh my stars. And like, just seeing this thing just impossibly moving around, and she's like sees the drones in front of her, so she knows it's not the drone. She can hear the drones. This thing's fucking way out above Springbrook, and just like zipping like no tomorrow. And then it finally just zips off. And she called me and straight away she's like, I believe now, I believe. Like, I've seen him for myself. I believe, I've seen him for my own eyes. She was like saying, like, I've seen comets, I've seen shit in the sky, I've seen shooting stars and everything. This was not from here, is what she kept saying. Like, this was impossible. This, like, she's like, Mum's pretty straight, like, she's pretty straightforward and everything. So, like, for her to be saying this was like, I was like, fucking oath, Mum. This is, yeah, sick. How cool are they? Like, she's like, fuck, I just couldn't believe it. Now she used to sit on the balcony and just wait for them, like, all the time, but she didn't see one again yet. But yeah, it was just really cool for her. Like, at the start, she was kind of not believing me and like just thinking I'm silly or shaking her head or whatever. Like, when I'd like generally see something, I'll be wanting to talk to her straight away. And she's like, it's probably just a fucking balloon or something like that. I'm like, so much more to it than just looking at it. And yeah, and then when she finally saw something for herself and they called me and can actually like reflect on the stories I used to tell her, and she's actually got a new perspective on it now. Like, oh fuck, maybe you did actually see something, because fucking, I don't know, it was just really cool to get that kind of I don't know, for someone to see you as just like silly, like, what are you spoken to? Like, oh fuck, maybe you were actually saying shit. It's like a really good feeling.
Some acknowledgement.
Parent. Yeah.
Do you want some water, mate?
Oh yeah. Oh fuck. Actually, I don't have any water. I was gonna say, yeah, fucking oath. But...
yeah, let me.
We're gonna break it out. Oh, hold on.
Do you know where the coconut water is? Did I not bring it in?
You didn't bring it in.
Oh, can you bring it? I'd very much appreciate it.
We'll go get you the coconut water.
Thank you.
Was there anything you required?
Oh, coconut water I need to go get. Holy shit. I haven't had coconut water in like a few days. I'm like fiending for some coconut water.
We've been smashing that the last few days. Get that electric.
Yeah. Fucking. I was like, felt so out of place because I was at this pub recently and I wasn't drinking. I was with Danny and her family and stuff, and like everyone around me is just drinking like beers and shit, and I'm just there just like with my coconut water. It's like, fuck, I'm getting hydrated tonight. I felt so out of place. I was like, almost kind of felt embarrassed. Like,
did anyone say anything to you?
Nah. It's got the looks. Who is this fucking cunt?
Right. Yeah, it's not high school. If you did that in high school, oh my goodness. I don't think you might get bashed actually, maybe. It's not impossible. It's not out of the realm of possibility, that's for sure.
Yeah, high school's brutal.
High school. It was a war zone, right? You just had to like put on this avatar, this tough avatar, and just do what you can to survive. And everyone has their own different ways of doing that. You know, you obviously have like your more artistic, because some people go to like the funny artistic thing, because no one makes, even in prison, everyone needs a funny guy, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone needs everyone wants to laugh.
Yeah, I guess I was that guy. Like, I was kind of like didn't really get involved with like you know, there was like, you know, you got your footy heads, you got your nerd crew, you got your just stoners and all that sort of shit. I was kind of like, I didn't get involved with these groups too deeply, but I like made sure I was like friends with everyone sort of thing, so I can be attached but detached at the same time. I'll be able to just have my own be in my little crew that like is the non-crew, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
like,
I kind of had a similar thing. Like I had a lot of overlapping. Like I had my stoner crew, the kind of outcasts. They were like the bad kids, but they weren't like really the bad kids. It was more like that's what people thought of us, but they actually had good hearts. They were honest. I think that's why I liked being around them, because they were always the same person no matter who they were with. And something that I noticed that a lot of jock people did or I'll hang out with them 1v1, or they'll hang out with our group, and it's like, oh man, this guy's awesome, and then he'll go back to his kind of jock group, and then he'll just start being a dick and stuff like that, and it's like,
That's the
what are you
thing
doing, man?
the pack. Doing the pack.
But but there was certain things that I didn't fit in because I was like a nerd, and that was the thing, that I was the outcast in my own outcast group.
Yeah,
I
was like a nerd as well, but not a smart nerd. Yeah, just
well, like a Millhouse.
Yeah. I was more like just
looking around.
Just like all the nerdy stuff. Like a lot, like I had a lot of like friends. I guess you'd say they were the typical nerd. I reckon they're so funny. Like the nerd crew or whatever. Like they're just so funny to me that like I loved hanging out with them. Like in class, like I'll sit with them.
Yeah, same.
Just, like
in class, I'd always hang out with the nerds, and then outside of class, I would hang out. I would, wouldn't hang out with them.
Yeah.
Be with the crew. Well, because you want to do well in school, right? So it's like you want to always be next to at least someone smart. My mates did that to me all the time. They just copied me.
I used to be the one copying off my mates. Because like it got to a point, I think around year 10 and onwards, that I just like stopped doing schoolwork and even before that, like I was just one of them kids that just drew all over their school books. And I started making little comics and colouring them in and actually putting in effort, like sitting at the back of the class with my mates. I quickly copy their work, and I'll just like get back to drawing with my texters and shit. And I remember my English teacher like from afar was pissed off that I wasn't doing the work. I was doing my own thing. It was like, what are you doing? And then came over and actually saw what I was working on, and she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to mark you for this. This is actually sick. I mean, you make it a story. Like, that's what we're supposed to be doing. So like, fucking hell.
Like, I actually got from a teacher. That's really
yeah, it was great. Yeah. I thought that was fucking awesome. I've had that from a couple of teachers as well. And I was that kid in school that like I always came to school and signed in and everything, but I never went to class, but I was on the school grounds. And I think after a while they just sort of let me get away with it. I don't know why. Maybe they thought I was like, oh yeah, don't aggravate him because we don't know what he's going to fucking do. He could burn the school down. But I think I was just like, yeah, we don't know who he is. We could set him off. But I was just like, oh, fuck it. I was just like, chill as. I'll go to the music class and shit. I'll just be friends with my music teachers. I was like, can I borrow a guitar and take it out the back? I got a free period. So they're like, yeah, sure, I'll take the guitar. Took it out the back of when I've really got to go to maths or English, and they're all saying, like kids in the class are like dobbing on, Jared's out the back, like you should go get him in trouble and shit. And they're just, fuck it, let him be. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Had this
Did you ever go through like bullying or anything like that? Any tough guys in school?
When I was younger, I think it was just like the older people in school, like when you're like year 7, year 8, and there's like people a bit older than you. I think it's just like cunts that just like pushing people around. I think I can't remember fully, like I've had some people come up me and give me a hard time and shit, but I only last that one time. Not really just a constant bullying, just dudes that are just like cunts, and they're just cunts to anybody for no reason. I just like cop that a bit sometimes because I was in their vicinity. Yeah. So like, yeah. But
because now you look back on
not
those times, and you feel more empathy because like, fuck, this guy obviously has a rough childhood, and
yeah, dude,
must be having a time. But I didn't have that when I was a kid. I would just, of course, react. Someone picks on me, you're like, fuck you, you're dead, and you're gonna plot in your mind
yeah
on how many ways
I did
you can get sweet revenge, and you're like
yeah,
just stew on
I did actually
with those raging teenage hormones, yeah, it's intense. Like fucking intense.
Now that you say that, it actually did jog my memory. I did actually get confronted, like jokingly. It was like kind of jokingly, like kind of a bit too rough or serious, where I'd react. Like a bunch of these dudes, like that were just like the jocks or whatever you want to call it, just the footy heads that just get up to trouble. There's just that crew. They were just like picking on me for a laugh, and I was just not in a good mood that day. So I was just like, fuck off, and started like fucking coming up to them, and they were like laughing, and then some of them actually got a bit like serious, and I accidentally clipped one because I was just like fucking swinging and actually clipped one. I was like, oh, sorry, man. And I was just like, fuck, like I was just trying to scare you off. I didn't actually mean to get you, but like, yeah, I remember sometimes moments like that, but nothing major after that. And it was actually those same fellas that were just always running amok and like teasing people and just like being absolute cunts, as every high school has. I actually had a encounter with them like maybe a few years ago. I haven't seen them in years, and I was out at some like pub or whatever, and they came up to me. That like everyone, it was like I can't remember what night it was, but everyone's pissed and everything or something. So they were coming over and they were extra emotional because they've been drinking and probably had something. And we all were. And I just saw them. I was like, hey, I haven't fucking seen you in years. How you been? And they were still together, like some of the guys from the crew. And they were like generally upset, coming up to me and go, man, I just wanted to say, like, I want to let you know that I've changed since high school. And we all have. Like, we feel like absolute fuckwits for being the way we were in high school. Like, we see people from high school that we used to tease, and we really want to go up and say, how are you going in life? But we feel embarrassed that we can't interact with these people anymore because we generally feel embarrassed of how we used to be. And that's like a pattern that like all these guys really do go through. They're just like there's always something going on in their life at the time, and they will regret it later.
Well,
that's why
you can't hate someone
that's
after
why,
once someone is in that mode of repentance. You can't. How can you still be like angry when they're like, fuck?
Yeah.
All right, man. No,
yeah.
fuck you. I don't know. But it's beautiful to hear, man.
It was just,
but I see the same pattern as well.
Yeah.
We never judge someone where they're at, especially as a kid. That's when things are so crazy with the hormones, and you don't know where you are in life, and you're just trying to survive, basically.
Yeah, and for most people that age, you haven't learnt those lessons yet. Like it's like that age and through high school, it's like you're meant to go through all those shit social interaction moments to kind of learn from them. So when you're an adult, you can understand it. You can understand emotions in other people and all that fucking jazz. Like it's a typical high school thing. We call it high school drama and shit like that. Like it's training. It's training for the real world. Social training.
It is. It's a simulation.
But like, there's also a lot of kids that. Yeah. It was just really nice to see that they do come through in the end and they learn the hardest lessons maybe out of all of us. And like when I told you when I saw Spiderman No Way Home for the first time, I was like so excited to see it. And I remember telling you I want to see it after it's been out for a while, so there's no one in the cinemas, so I can be quiet. I can enjoy it without anyone talking or rustling their packets and shit. And I did that to myself because when we went to go see it, it was all sweet. There's barely anyone in the cinemas, but there was a group of these teenage dudes, who were probably 18 or 19 or younger, and there was like probably 6 of them, and they're just like non-stop fucking talking for the whole 2.5 hours, just fucking on their phone and go, oi boys, like fucking scratching up the seat, being little menaces and just like talking throughout the whole, like there's like the quiet scenes that you're really like trying to fucking listen to, and they're just like talking about something else in their own time, like looking through pictures and talking about them, and just like I want to stand up and be like, oi, but I don't want to like disrupt anything else, like because it'll just turn into something. But
they chase you out of the thing. It becomes one of those like running away from them.
You never know. Like, yeah, but like I kept having to remind myself that like of that story of my high school chums who were like exactly like that. I can see it in them, and I'm just thinking these guys are young. They're being loud and obnoxious and everything because probably somewhere deep down inside they probably want to feel heard, and this is their only way to feel heard and feel like they exist in a world where they feel like they're invisible, and it just comes out like that. And they've got each other to be that for each other, and they've probably all got hard lives at home that they need the distraction. And I just like sort of like at first I just wanted to fucking peg my water bottle at them, but like then I just had to keep coming back and just going, look, they're young, they're probably gonna come to the realization when they're all be like, fuck, I was a little cunt when I was a fucking little young teen, but I've learned from it now. So I'm just like, it's a process that you just gotta let happen. And
it was just a shame that it had to be No Way Home. But I guess that was the ultimate test for you.
Oh man, I was like, I did it to myself though, because I was like, I want to see this with no distraction. And it was the biggest distraction ever. And I did it to myself. So me and Jenny, we saw it 2 days ago. We're like, fuck, let's go see it again.
I did it the opposite, man. I went to the premiere, 12:01. There was like 10
everyone cheering
Spiderman, but it was amazing. It elevated the movie experience.
Yeah.
It's like watching Spider-Man with all your best friends who actually have the same level of passion for Spider-Man as you do. So
that would have been nice. I should have just done that. That does
even when
nice.
Yeah, exactly. And then I went to drive through the next day.
Nice.
But it wasn't the same because you can't hear the cheers and so there was something about the cinema. I feel drive-through would be good if it was just you. You know what I mean? Like then you might as well just have isolation. Because sometimes you got people. It's like, turn off your brake light, you bloody idiot. You just see this fucking red glare, and people don't know they do shit like that, or walk past, or especially in a Marvel movie. Like as soon as the credits rolled, before the even first post-credit scene, like 80% of the people are just driving out. And it's like, have you not ever seen a Marvel movie before? Like, it was the complete opposite of the premiere. These are like diehard fans compared to like just, I don't know, noobs.
Yeah, that's what we watched it. The other day, and we're just at the end of it. We've already seen the post-credit scenes and the end credit scenes and everything, but we want to watch them again because it's fucking. We want to see it again. So like we're waiting there, and everyone's getting up and leaving. We're just like sitting comfy in our chairs, watching them all leave, and just going. It's the only reaction you can give to people that walk out as soon as the credits rolls. Like noobs.
Noobs, yeah, noobs. Yeah, it's the best term for it. Noobs. As you bump your friend and you both judge them together. Look at this.
Yeah. Oh man, I was
a human being. Leaves you in the credits.
It was good this time around. Everyone was well behaved in the cinema. Everyone was quiet. Everyone was whispering and all that sort of shit when they spoke. But the chip rattling for the quiet bits, like the whole back row, just like they're trying their fucking Lucky Charm at the bottom of the chip packet. Fucking shut up, man. This is fucking quiet bit. Rustle in the fucking loud bits, will ya? Me and Danny were saying, like,
take it from the surface. That's it. You don't have to go in and
just do it quietly. I'm so quiet.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm so quiet and considerate in the cinema. I'm like, my bottle of water, I'm like opening the lid like that, quiet and shit. Even for a loud bit, I'm like trying to stay in the zone, and these cunts are just like fucking Aunt May's talking, let her speak, like Jesus. And so me and Danny are like, and he's like, it should be illegal to have like plastic or whatever those chip packets. They should be made of cardboard or something, particularly for the movies. So like you can't get that sound. It's just like, I don't know how people just do it without having the thought of like, am I going to piss people off? Am I ruining the movie for people around me? I don't care. It's like,
Yeah,
fuck,
not my problem.
Self-awareness. Yeah. Missed the part, but that's my problem.
Yeah, I missed the part with that. My problem. Now,
Touche.
big on this.
Back to formula.
Back to formula. Man, he killed it. He absolutely killed it, Goblin. I'm so happy that he came back.
He like literally just carried the whole movie for me. Like his performance. So you're just like hanging on. It's like watching Batman The Dark Knight, and you only see the Joker every now and again. He's not heaps of screen time with the Joker, but every time you see him in between every half an hour or something throughout the movie, you're just like, fuck yes, I want to take this in. It's like whenever Willem Dafoe spoke or did everything, you just like full paying attention. Fucking Norman's on sabbatical, honey.
Sabbatical.
And I got to clean this Green Goblin. I've painted all over it. Damn 10-year-old self. Ruining perfectly good action figures.
Where do you think, without spoiling the storyline for people who haven't seen it yet, where do you think this kind of... Where are we in cinema history? How is this tied into where we are as kind of the human story? Because you know how like whatever we're into pop culture-wise, it kind of reflects where we are on some level, or at least where we're going, or where we have been, or all the above, right? Because it's universal patterns. But
I remember like sort of touching on this, like with the whole multiverse, exploring the multiverse and shit, particularly with Marvel, and like I think DC's doing it as well, and just like it's just kind of being talked about across all different sort of franchises or movies or whatever. It's at least been out there, like the multiverse theory. It's almost like as we actually move into a multiverse of ourselves, like the movies are doing it as well, like talking about it, making it sort of make sense, or trying to like help us wrap it around our heads. Like Loki, fucking hell. Loki, at the end of Loki, when I won't spoil anything, the how do you call it?
the branches?
The guy at the end.
Yeah, the guy at the end. Yeah.
He explains it, and he's just like, oh, I love that performance so much. Just I don't know, it, like find that Marvel's done such a good job, because when they first started was in 2008. I'm pretty sure we talked about this as well. How they started off with Iron Man, and Iron Man is like the most grounded human character who built a machine to be a hero, and he's like all human underneath. It's all
like he's the Batman, I guess, of that universe.
Yeah, but if you watched, let's say Avengers: Infinity War straight after, you'd be like, your brain wouldn't be able to absorb it. You'd just be like, fucking aliens going out space, all these different characters. I'm out. This is I can't take it seriously. I'm just gonna go right over my head. But because Marvel, like over time, they slowly built us up to like at a nice slow pace to be able to absorb all this like what's the word? Like out there sort of ideas. Like they had to ease in the existence.
Yeah, like with Doctor Strange and aliens. Yeah, because there's both. There's there's the outer space reality, but then there's also like the interdimensional realities, which is a whole different. That's a different thing, right? But even more vast and terrifying than the outer space stuff. we thought that it was the outer space stuff that's the true enemy, but obviously, as this next phase comes along, it's man. Yeah. It's the interdimensional shit that we got to worry
somehow, I can't wait to see what they do with it. Like they can that.
When are we going to get to that stage in the human story? Because right now, I think a lot of people are still obsessed with aliens and extraterrestrials and outer space. When is that going to start to shift to actually? No, it's interdimensional, right? Because it's a different way of looking at reality.
Yeah, multiple ways. Like fuck, like I don't know. I definitely feel like on like a what's the word here? Like a global human scale, we're definitely had our feathers ruffled up because of this whole COVID shit. That like
devil's breath, mate.
Devil's breath. Sorry, yeah. It's definitely like. Well, I was trying to say this the other day, so I can't remember when. But like, guess what we were talking about earlier? It's like as a collective, we've been stuck in a routine and just kind of accepting the normal everyday sort of thing. And for the first time, at least in our lifetime, everyone's routine collectively got fucking shaken up or put on pause or just changed out without their will. All of a sudden, it's like made everyone kind of stop for a second and kind of go, wait, the fuck's going on? There's people dividing and there's all this shit fucking, it's fucking all happening where everyone's kind of, I don't know, like, it's becoming more aware of each other, maybe, if that's a way to put it. I don't know, it's definitely like, I see it as it's definitely going to help us looking back on it through hindsight. It's like we needed this sort of distraction or this little thrown off the tracks for us to go like, all right, well, what track were we on? Where are we going? And where can we go from here? And we're looking at all our faults now. It's like, what can we fix now that we've got a time to stop and kind of look at it? When we look back and we actually say now, it's only been 2 years, we still look back. Remember when things were normal?
Yeah.
What was so normal about it? Yeah. So like, I don't know, it's a good like opportunity for us to go like, what direction should we go?
And it depends, right? Because so many people, I feel like now we live in the most polarizing times, at least definitely in our lifetime. And, you know, the line, I don't know, like the extremes are just getting further and further apart. And now it's like we're being forced in this position where we have to choose, right? Are you this or this side?
Yeah.
And you can't play it, you can't be neutral about it or passive because that's still a choice. You have to choose.
Yeah.
Not choosing is still a choice.
We are who we choose to be.
Choose. That's Spiderman.
But yeah, fucking.
Oh. He wants people to choose, you know. Yeah, that's his sick fantasy. He wants you to just that goblin character just wants you to be in this moral dilemma and just have to go deep down your soul and realize you're not as good as a person as you think you are. And there's going to come a time where you're gonna have to just do something fucked up. So choose. That's so cool. He like drops children on one hand and Mary Jane on the other. It's like, I know it's like
fucked up when you look at it.
Yeah, it's actually really fucked up when you think about it. It's like this comic book.
Well, if you saw that on the news.
Yeah, if you saw that on the news, some psychopath fucking dropping a whole bunch of children just because he wants to fuck with this guy with a spandex uniform.
Yeah. Dude, holy shit. That's brutal. Like, wouldn't that be all over the news, like in there? Well, Daily Bugle. It was, actually. J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like we're going in these times now where it's like, we're kind of people going more and more polarized and we're just more divided than ever. So it's like you're saying this whole pandemic has been like shaking us off the tracks, but have we put ourselves on the right track after this, or did it just get changed? And then who and how many tracks are actually open and who's on what? I feel like there's a lot of uncertainty in the air right now. It's impossible to say right now, you know what I mean? Like we need hindsight.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not impossible to recognize patterns, right? By using what's happened in the past. But who knows?
Yeah, exactly. I always see it like, I always see the metaphors in trees. Like we're on a straight line for so long. It's like going up the trunk of the tree and it's just a straight line straight up. And then all of a sudden we're just fucking thrown in the mix and we can go in any direction from here. It's like it branching off and fucking creating its leaves. And so it's like, maybe there isn't a main direction we're supposed to go. Maybe this is like, use a set free, you can go in whatever direction you want. And that's like...
Oh no, that's chaos.
chaos, but like,
yeah.
Nature's fucking chaotic. Like walking through a forest and just seeing it all, just fucking vines and shit. But like, it all seems to work. It all seems to interact with itself. And I don't know about too many waters. But like, too many kombuchas.
Too many kombuchas. You want to have another broccoli one?
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually, I'll roll another scoop skin.
All right, mate. Cheers.
Save my stinger.